We need to talk about the Ring commercial during the Super Bowl. In case you don't know, maybe you are afraid of all this surveillance state that your mobile phone is spying on you. You say something or send a text or you do something with your mobile phone and all of a sudden you have ads about that topic. In fact, some people have experience that they think about something that they don't think about all the time, and they just receive ads, are served ads about that. So yeah, it's very creepy the way that these companies, obviously they are listening and say snitching these other companies on about us so they can serve the proper ads, even if they ask for our permission. But the real problem is with things like the Ring Super Bowl commercial. I'm gonna play it, and it's so cute because it includes a puppy, and then you know that you can do. You can send any sort of message using a puppy because people are going to say, oh my God, how cute a puppy. How cute a puppy this is. But the problem is what they are trying to program you with. Let's watch the ad.
This is Milo. Pets are family. But every year, 10 million go missing. And the way we look for them hasn't changed in years. Until now. One post of a dog's photo in the Ring app starts outdoor cameras looking for a match. Search Party from Ring uses AI to help families find lost dogs. Since launch, more than a dog a day has been reunited with their family. Be a hero in your neighborhood with Search Party. Available to everyone for free right now. Join the neighborhood at ring.com.
Okay, that's nice, right? That is nice. You lose your dog, and then you have this absolutely non-dystopian network of Ring cameras all over your neighborhood scanning the street at the same time. Okay, that is the part that I'm sure you are noticing, that we're gonna have a bit of a problem with this. And yes, where have I seen this before? Oh yeah, it was in The Dark Knight, Batman The Dark Knight. You remember that Batman had built this kind of radar that connected every single smartphone from Gotham into this vast network in which he could basically spy on everyone. Yeah, this is what we're talking about. Every single person who has bought a Ring camera, and now it's connected to an AI searcher that, in this case it's puppies, right? And since it's puppies, it's okay, I guess. But I guess that this can also search for cars and license plates and faces and people. And yeah, this is basically, I mean, this is brilliant. This is brilliant in so many ways, because you know that if you, I don't know if you know about the drama in London about the Blade Runners who are taking all these ULED cameras, who are the cameras who are basically trying to reproduce this Chinese state of surveillance, of knowing when you enter and you exit certain areas, so they can charge you just by knowing about your license plate, and they're following you everywhere. And well, that is basically being followed everywhere. But many people don't like that. I mean, there are cities in the world in which people are willing to relinquish their privacy for safety. That's a thing. But the idea is to have that choice. Okay, you purposefully move into cities like that because, well, you want to feel safer. The idea is not for that surveillance state to move into your neighborhood because you have not approved for that. So this is the main issue that I'm seeing, that this is the most overt way. Okay, notice that the camera is for searching and that it can detect anything, movement, and it means that this is connected to a server. a single server that is going to parse through that information. And then it begs the question, who has access to this information? And of course, the people at Ring are going to say, we are not going to sell your information to any third parties. But if Edward Snowden taught us anything, is that every single three-letter agency, not only in the United States, but in the world, at some point will have access to this kind of stuff. They will have backdoors to be able to access to this information because of security issues. They will spy on you and your wife. I didn't know, by the way, thank you, the Ambrose Media, for mentioning this. I didn't know that it was Ring who had settled a multi-million-dollar lawsuit a few years ago, in the sense that people were also installing Ring cameras inside their houses, not only in the living room, but in bedrooms and bathrooms as well. And it turns out that employees at Ring had access to that footage. Yeah, the footage was not encrypted, so anybody could have had access to basically your daily activities and your daily bowel movements at the very least. So yeah, it's that didn't look good. So again, you asked me, what can we do about this? Well, the first thing that we can do about this is there are ways to do this without having to be connected to the internet. There are solutions. I cannot give you any solutions. I'm not going to sell you anything here, but I'm pretty sure that you can connect cameras and you can have your own, let's say, surveillance system for your home without having to be connected to this disturbing puppy scanning technology, because, well, it's puppies, right? It's puppies. Why would you put a camera in your bathroom and bedroom? People understand that anything that connects to the internet, anyone can view. You know that. I guess that the problem is is like when we were talking about Nancy Guthrie. Maybe someone who is older. Maybe if you have a grandmother who is hell bent into living alone at her house, and you want to make sure to look after her. It makes sense that you're going to include a camera in the bedroom and in the bathroom because maybe you want to, if she has an accident or something, or if you don't know about her, you can quickly check in any part of the house she's in. I'm just coming up with something off the top of my head, precisely because we're going to talk about Nancy Guthrie in a minute. But again, that opens the door for bad actors to do bad things. This is something that I don't know. I don't know. It's when, like, we were talking about surrogacy. You had, situations in which there can be an upside, but the downsides and the way to weaponize and do malicious stuff with this is it's so big that I don't think it's worth it. If you're not ripping your Ring camera off your house right now and dropping the whole thing into a pot of boiling water, what are you doing? 12 million views. 12 million views. I think this, and it's incredible because Ring must have spent $10 million for that Super Bowl ad. $10 million. So they basically paid $10 million and they developed, who knows how much did they invest for this technology to basically start bleeding customers. Because, customers are going to be concerned about, hey, what do you mean that you are going to be connected? And yes, it's like Akash Gupta says, Ring pays somewhere between 8 and 10 million for a 30-second Super Bowl spot to tell 120 million viewers that the cameras now scan neighborhoods using AI. The math is wild. Ring has roughly 20 million devices in American homes. Search Party, which is the mode that we're talking about, the puppy scanning mode, is enabled by default. The opt-out rate on default settings in consumer tech is historically around 5%. That means that only 5% of users opt out or reject the service that are installed by default. Everybody just set up the camera and call it a day. It's like what happened with the Nancy Guthrie as well, that there was no connection to the cloud or anything of the sort. There was no subscription. People just fire and forget, set and forget. And that is, companies take advantage of this. So approximately 19 million cameras are now running AI pattern matching on anything that moves past your front door. Today, the target is dogs. The same infrastructure already handles familiar faces, which builds the biometric profiles of every person your camera sees, whether they know about it or not. All right. Ring settled with the FTC for $5.8 million after employees had unrestricted access to customers' bedroom and bathroom footage for years. They are now partnered with Flock Safety, which routes footage to local law enforcement. ICE has accessed Flock data through local police departments acting as intermediaries. Senator Markey's investigation found Ring's privacy protections only applied to device owners. If you're a neighbor, a delivery driver, a passerby, you have no rights and no recourse. This tells you everything about Amazon's actual product. The customer paid for the camera. The customer pays for the electricity. The customer pays the $4 a month subscription, and Amazon gets a surveillance grid that would cost tens of billions to build from scratch, with an AI layer activated by default and a law enforcement pipeline already connected. They wrapped all of that in a Lost Puppy commercial because that's the only version of this story anyone would willingly opt into. Again, that was the word is brilliant to some extent, but I think that they underestimated the way that people were going to react to this, and they got. I think they will deserve everything that is coming to them. But I would like to know, what do you think about this in the comments? My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the Body Language Guy. Much love.